Hi friends, I am here to finish up our last chapter with you, or not our last chapter, but to finish up chapter 6 with you. We are going to read pages 75 to 79. I first of all want to say I hope you had a great weekend and I hope you got outside and enjoyed the beautiful weather. We're going to dive back into the book, and just a quick recap, because we know as readers, when we come back to a book, we want to go back and reread a little bit before we go on. I know that Neil and Julie and Hob and Princess Kia had gone into the home of the Sand Children and seen some of their things, and then they had, that's from the last chapter, they had gotten the Tuscadon and they're off to get the Fazul. They need that last drop of the Fazul to save Eric. So as they came into this chapter, they're in the Tuscadon, it kept veering off the path. Julie noticed some drawings inside and had one of her visions of the past and realized the drawings were made by Spar as a child. And then right before we left off, the Tuscadon exploded. There was a blocked wall, it exploded, and when it exploded, it cleared a way so that the children could keep going, but now they don't have transportation. And I'm going to go back and read the bottom of pages 74, because as a reader, we always go back and reread to get back into the book. So I'm going to start where it says everyone fell quiet, about midway down the page. So if you're following along, that's where we're at. Everyone fell quiet, closing her eyes and concentrating. Julie heard the sound of something hissing from somewhere beyond the collapsed wall. Uh-oh, Julie backed away. The hissing grew louder. Is that what Hob thinks it is? Asked Hob. Neil gulped. If you're thinking what I think you're thinking, then I think so. A tentacle, green and thin, dolloped with shiny scales, slithered out through the collapsed stone and felt around the light. A row of tiny teeth clacked on the end of the tentacle. Hob jumped. The legendary monster! Maybe I should blast it right now, said Kia, her fingers already beginning to spark. A second tentacle emerged from the hole, enlarging it, and Julie could see more than the glimmering light beyond it. I have an idea, she said. If we draw the monster out here, one of us can sneak through the hole to the other side. That's probably where the Fazul is. So I'm guessing that they're thinking that the monster is guarding the Fazul. They have to get past it. To draw out, that means that they want somebody to bring the monster out to chase them, and then somebody can sneak around and get past. Draw it out here? Where we are? Said Neil. And what's plan B? Julie's right, said Kia, as a third tentacle pushed its way past the others, enlarging the hole even further. Maybe we can keep it busy for long enough for someone to find the Fazul. And take a moment and look at page 76. You can see a picture of all the tentacles coming out of the hole. Soon a fourth, fifth, and sixth tentacle emerged from the hole, pulling through a body as large as a squid but covered with scales. The fangs at the tip of each tentacle chomped constantly. Julie could think of nothing but the light beyond the cave-in. I'll go, she said. I want to. I have to. Her friends looked at her.
Dad, we good.
Her friends looked at her. All right then, said Kia. We'll cover you. Neil? I'm on it. He tugged his turban low over his brow, twisted his fingers, and plink! He suddenly wielded a gnarly club in his hands. Roo! Went the night fox. I know. I look good, don't I? Said Neil. Remember he had those genie powers, so maybe he wished for the club? I'm going back and I'm thinking back to the beginning of the book about what powers Neil has and why he has that turban on his head. Wish me luck, said Julie. We'll need some too, said Kia. Julie went deep into herself to a place of calm and quiet. The outside world seemed to fade away, and that all remained were her own thoughts. So she's talking to herself here. I've got to get past the monster. Then what? We'll see. You notice how the book is italicized? The writing is slanty. That kind of shows us that that's what she's thinking in her head or talking to herself. Two tentacles flipped wildly, snapping at Kia. She blasted them, and Neil jumped forward, swinging his club. Now! Cried Hob. Julie, go! Julie ducked and dodged to the side and ran forward, leaping through the hole and out the other side. Just as she had seen when she had peered in, the path inside was gold. Not gold from light or reflected sand, but genuine gold, beaten to a flax surface. Turning, she saw Neil and Kia fighting the monster, while Hob and the Night Fox hurled behind the stalled Tuscadon. Good luck, she whispered. Then she ran toward the glittering path ahead. That's for our chapter ahead. So Julie gets past, but her friends are fighting that awful monster, and she's on her way to find the Fazul. So before you go into your Google Doc to do your response today, I want you to take out your map. So here's my map. And I want you to think from this chapter, what are you going to add? So my last picture was the Tuscadon and the Fazul because they were going in to find that. So are you going to think about, are you going to draw like 4 people with the monster? Or are you going to draw just the monster and Julie running past it? What do you think is important from this chapter that you're going to add to your map? We'll talk about that at Book Club on Tuesday. And then I'd like you to check your Google Doc for a response. Okay? I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 1:30. If you have any questions, send me a message on Google Hangout and we'll work through it together. Okay? Have a terrific day.